Oh man, guys, you got to see it. Apple, the biggest stock in the whole stock market, guys, is facing all kind of issues right now. They got problems going on in China. They got all these antitrust lawsuits coming after them, man. We're gonna get right into it. You got to be able to see it. Anyways, guys, tickers and tokens here. Go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me, and let's get right into it. You can use my links in the description, guys. I got some partners down there I want you to check out. So, anyways, guys, let's get right into it. DOJ antitrust regulators should look at Apple, Google handling of TikTok, says FCC commissioner. This is really interesting, guys. So, going to say Apple and Google are not exercising their ironclad control over apps for the altruistic or pro-competitive purposes that they put forward as defenses to exiting antitrust or competition claims. Instead, their conduct shows that these rationales are merely pretextual, talismanic references invoked to shield themselves from liability. I'm gonna break that down because that was a lot of mumbo jumbo. They're saying that the way that they have these monopolies on like the App Store, the Google Play Store, the iOS App Store. They're saying they take a 30% cut from all the revenue that comes into those app stores, guys. So they're saying that that's very bad for competition. They're creating monopolies around the mobile, think about all your apps, your mobile games, stuff like that. They're creating an entire monopoly. Them two companies are. And more specifically, they go on to talk about how they need to watch TikTok, guys. So recently, you're seeing a lot of people in the news say that TikTok is actually a, a national security threat, if you can believe it. Now, it sounds silly at first, but the thing that's going on is that TikTok is a Chinese company. So they got ties to China alongside the U.S. market. And you got also Highway, ZTE. They're looking into them too. The problem is TikTok collects data for the U.S. government, not the U.S. government, sorry, Chinese government. And what they do is they're collecting data, collecting all your personal information, and they're worried that it's going to be a national security threat because China might start a cyber war with the United States. And it's all fear and FUD and stuff, but it's something to at least look into. Something that, China's not exactly on friendly terms with us guys, so definitely worth something to notice. And they're thinking alongside, get rid of TikTok. Why don't we see if we can do some damage to Apple and Google because they're seem to be running monopolies over here. But, so in response, you see a lot of protests too in China, guys. That people were really upset with the way the government's doing things over there. Take a look at this video right quick.
Of iPhones clashing with police following complaints about unsafe working conditions. You're seeing the video here. Now, India emerging as a possible candidate as a place that Apple could shift production, but a timeline for that move still extremely uncertain. For more, let's bring in our Steve Kovac and Seema Modi. Good morning to you both. Steve, let's start with you. Replacing iPhone City is no small feat. There's a reason that China is there in the first place. It certainly can't happen.
You can see from the headline right here, guys, they're planning to move production out of China and into India.
Heavily reliant on China, Deirdre. And what we're starting to see, though, especially this year, is them shift over, and I know Seema's going to talk about this in a minute, but shift over in a more significant way to India. Whereas the last generation of iPhones, for example, they didn't start making that generation until this year. And then this time, in this cycle, the 14 cycle, they started manufacturing in India pretty much right away. So you can already see on the surface this acceleration of plans to diversify outside of China. On top of that, we're seeing them potentially diversify.
Now, keep in mind, too, though, guys, that this isn't going to happen overnight. So we could see lower iPhone and iPad production in the short to medium term. So you can't just factories don't just pop up out of nowhere overnight, guys. You can't just move a workload from one factory in one country to another factory in another country when that factory doesn't even exist. You know what I'm saying? So something to keep in mind. Apple might be really hurting here in a little bit.
By their chips outside of China, Deirdre. Tomorrow, TSMC is holding a big event with President Biden, and reportedly Tim Cook from Apple will be there as well, where they're going to be opening this new factory in Arizona where Apple is going to be purchasing some of their chips outside of the main plant in Taiwan where TSMC makes most of them. So we're seeing all these little hints and pockets, Deirdre, of Apple making moves to diversify outside of China. But again, their fate and destiny in the near term is tied to China and their decisions around these COVID.
So it's going to take time to get out of those factories, guys. And another reason why I think Apple might have some downside in the short term is that you look at it overall, guys, it's been outperforming the market. Just even on today, it was down a little bit today. I'll get into the price chart right quick. So you can see on the daily, it was down about 0.5%. If you look at it on the year, guys, it's only down 9%. Now, that might sound like a lot to you if you're not really into the market, but if you look at comparable stocks, say like Google, another big tech stock, it's down 30% on the year, guys. Look at that. You got Microsoft too. It's down about 24% on the year, guys. So Apple's just been holding up the stock market right now, guys. That's the last the last domino to fall whenever the economy starts to go, whenever the stock market starts to go into a bear market. It's the biggest stock in the whole world, guys. It's a $2.5 trillion company almost. So when you see money starting to move out of the stock market, you're going to see Apple be the last one to fall. They go on to talk about how shares of Apple dropped 0.8% to $1.46 Monday, and overall Nasdaq fell 2%. Dow Jones fell 1.5%. So you can see Apple is just holding really strong, guys. We're gonna watch a quick little snippet.
You think that has bottomed out for the near term?
I think it's hard right now, right? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see it give back. I mean, even if production of the iPhone gets back up and running, you're talking about end of December into January. So this quarter already is going to be pretty poor in terms of the units of iPhone.
It was up today, by the way. Now it's turned negative, as you see. I wanted to bring it up because it was up in a down tape.
Right. Last week, people thought it would be a 6 million unit shortfall. Today, I'm hearing 1 to 2 million. I don't know what it is. My point of not owning a big chunk of this is because this was a stay-at-home beneficiary, right, from Macs and iPads and all.
I mean, yeah, sure, man. But I mean, it's still Apple. People still going to want their iPhones, their iPads and stuff, man. I mean, they did benefit from people staying at home, but people are all going to buy that stuff anyway. I mean, people still bring their phones to parties and restaurants and stuff, I think they're exaggerating that part just a little
right?
bit.
And also, by the way, apps have really declined pretty dramatically in the last couple of quarters. And so for me, at 23 times forward, it's just is not that compelling, Scott. I think, I have been in Meta, of all the FANGs, it's the only one I own. It's been painful, but that one, at least I can get around the.
But you got other tech stocks trading for nothing right now, and Wall Street doesn't want to touch them at all. So I really don't buy the whole "this stock is rich" argument because you want to bring up Meta, dude. It is trading for nothing right now. Google is trading at about a fair value. I actually like Google's valuation right now, and it's going to get cheaper. I mean, of course, it's going to get cheaper because we're in a bear market. But Apple, it is trading a bit rich. I'll be honest with you, but to say that's the reason to not buy it, if you're in it for a long-term position, like I think most people should be, most of these stocks are long-term bankers. So why, if you think the stock's gonna go to $1,000 in the next 10, 15 years, do you really care if you get it at 140 or 150, 160, 100? But I don't buy that argument that it's trading rich right now as a reason that you're not getting into it because you got so many big tech stocks. I just showed you the charts for Google and Microsoft. They're trading for nothing right now, absolutely nothing. Yeah, Apple deserves some pain. It does. It's been holding up the market for too long now. And so I don't know.
Valuation, and I don't think much has to go right for that stock to recover pretty substantially in 2020.
How much has to go right, though, with Apple for the market to have the Tom Lee rally?
It's a good question. It's one we've been kicking around, right? And I was thinking about this today because the producers.
All right, I'm going to pause them right there, too, because that's another thing is that
overall economy
doesn't rely on Apple. I mean, you still got the Fed raising interest rates. They said they might slow down on it. People are already talking about a pause, and they ain't said nothing about a damn pause yet. So as long as they're raising the interest rates and as long as inflation remains as high as it has been, it's starting to come on down now. But as long as it remains as high as it has, you ain't gonna see. No, you're not gonna see that. The economy is gonna be in a rough shape.
And
it doesn't matter what you see out of Apple because they're just one company. We need the overall economy to improve. And a rising tide lifts all boats, including Apple.
As I said at the time, I don't care. And think about this. I know I'm only one person, and I'm not trying to be provocative, but I sold half of my position 2 months ago. So I'm below the market weight by more than 50%. It's below an average position size for me. I've got it because, Steph, I think you'll agree, it'll be fine. Nobody's going to say it's a terrible stock. But is this where the leadership's coming from? No. Now, Scott, to your question, I know I'm only one person, but I'm telling you, I don't care about Apple. I wake up in the morning. I care about Boeing. I care about General Motors. I care about Wynn Resorts. I heard Joe grunt.
Boring. No, I mean those are good stocks too. Though I'm just I'm just being a douche. But no, I mean you don't care about Apple, dude. I'm not even gonna touch that.
So I'll let you give
right
it to
there.
him. But I don't
Why
care.
is he
You know
gonna
what?
give it to me?
You know what? I don't think a lot of people care about
It
Apple.
means give you the ball, not give you the business.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, and that's like
Lateral.
saying,
What?
that's like saying of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't care about the World Cup either. I mean, or the Super Bowl. I mean, we're only talking about the greatest of the greatest. I don't think a lot of people really care about that.
Going to win the Super Bowl if Pat Mahomes isn't the
It's
quarterback.
not like saying that at all.
Yes, it is.
It's a stock. It's a stock with 4 letters in its symbol. It's a stock. Forget it. It's
How
not
much?
the market.
what percentage of weighting in the S&P is it?
Y'all hear this dude? I'm about to get heated, bro. I'm about to turn this dude off, man. 'Cause he's talking all kind of crazy right now. But I actually do care about Apple, and I care about getting it at a good price. So I'll give you what my estimate for what I think Apple's going to go to. So we got current prices I showed you is at 147 right now. So most stocks have been going back to their March 2020 lows. So I'm expecting Apple. Man, I hate to give this target, but I think it can do it. It can get down to $60 again, guys. Now that's going to be the big capitulation moment. That's going to be the massive leg down that everybody's expecting in the market. So if we see Apple down here, you best believe I'm loading the boat. I'm just going to tell you right now. Barring that, if we don't actually get down there, you can see it trades in this range, trading this range for quite a few months. So I can see it getting down into about where it is right now. So I would put it at, it's going to probably get back down to list level first, about the 120 level. That seems to be a strong support for it. You can see it right here on the chart. So about 120. And if we lose that, yeah, we're coming down here probably. So look for 120. That'd be a good price to get Apple in at. See, I got a small position. I started earlier this year on public, but this ain't my main holding of Apple. I'll tell you right now. I got a lot more, plenty of other places. So, all right, we're gonna leave it right here, guys. I just wanted to bring up Apple because there's a lot of people talking craziness about this stock right now, guys. There's a lot of crazy things going on. I got a lot of bad news happening right now. It's just good to stay informed on these things. So, anyways, guys, like I said, links down in the description, guys. If you want to help support the channel. Shiba Coffee Company, we're partnered with them. 5% off any order, guys. Let's go down there and check them out. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Appreciate you stopping by.